Your CV or resume is most times the first thing that a recruiter or hiring manager sees in order to decide if they want to invite you for an interview or, continue the process of knowing if you're the right candidate for the job. Therefore, it is very essential that your CV or resume is written in a professional manner that makes it optimized to attract the attention of recruiters. In this video, I'll be sharing 7 things, seven of them. You can do these things right now to write a winning CV, optimize your resume, and attract the attention of recruiters. So, are you ready? Come on! Hey there, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me on this learning journey. Thank you for subscribing, thumbs up. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm glad you're here. My name is Ogaga Johnson and I help professionals to launch and grow successful careers in project management. I've been privileged to help over 5,000 professionals to gain clarity on what project management is, launch and advance their careers so far. And I'm glad you're here because on this channel, I share everything about project management, growing and launching a career in project management, and also life lessons from my project management career and business. So if you're a newbie in project management, or you're emerging, or you're an established project management professional, click on the subscribe button and join me on this learning journey. Let's learn together. Okay, as I said earlier on, right, in this video, I'll be sharing 7 things you can do right now, like right away, in order to optimize your CV and ensure that you get the attention of recruiters and hiring managers. So I'll be focusing on the work experience section of the resume in this video. Now, the first thing is remove task-based activities from your resume and change them to result-oriented work experience points or achievements. Now, before you get like, oh, what does that mean? I will explain, because I always used to hear this every time and I'm like, what does that mean? Why should I remove the tags or the activities that I did when this is actually what I did? Am I not meant to share what I did in the work experience to show you that I can do these activities? Well, there's nothing wrong with that. The reason why is because everyone can say they've done that activity, but if you add the result that activity produced, you're presenting your CV as a stronger CV, showing that you know the reason why you performed these activities and this was the outcome. So that's why the first thing you should do is turn the activities that you have in your work experience section to results. Here's what I mean. So let's say you as a project manager, you produce different reports like progress reports, and you presented it to the senior executives or a board of directors, or maybe every week or every month, and you put it there. So what? So what? What was the result? Why did you do that? What was the intended result? What was the outcome? Or what did that achieve? That is what you should ask whenever you see any bullet points that you have on your resume. Ask that question. So for example, I've written that activity now on my resume. I'll ask the question, what did I yield? Oh, you know what? It helped the stakeholders, the senior executives, to make informed decisions. And that was how we're able to avert an issue that could have ended, that would have cost the project, let's say 10% of our budget. Now, that will catch the attention of the hiring manager. So instead of just writing that, oh yes, I prepared reports and I presented it to the stakeholders every month, change that and say, I prepared a report and presented it to the stakeholders or the senior executives, which helped them to make informed decisions and averted, a risk to the budget, which could have cost the project 10%, an extra 10% of the budget, thus terminating the project. Something like that. That makes more sense because you'll put a result at the end of the activity. That's the first thing. Now, the second thing is numbers. Have numbers on your resume. So for example, let's talk about senior executive stakeholders. How many did you present to? Okay, because remember, they want to, as a project professional, the recruiter, the hiring manager wants to know that you can properly present, and and articulate information in front of senior stakeholders. So instead of just saying senior stakeholders or senior executives or board of directors, say board of 10 senior stakeholders, 50 stakeholders. Give them numbers. Okay, that way you're quantifying your capability as a project manager, and it gives it more weight. So quantify using numbers for stakeholders, for senior executives that you managed. Okay, that's very important, especially the stakeholders, because stakeholder management is an important aspect of project management. Then the third thing, I'm still on this quantify the team members. Okay, how many team members did you work with? Did you manage a team of 10? Did you manage a team of 20? Let us know the numbers. Another thing very important is, what type of work environment was it in? Was it in a fast-paced environment? Was it in a metrics type of environment? Very important. The reason why putting that you were in a metrics type of environment is very important is because, number one, it shows that you're able to negotiate and get resources that you need on your project and manage resource time effectively, because obviously, as you know, in a metrics environment, you don't have your own dedicated team members. You have to source team members from either their functional manager or another department, right? So it helps to tell the recruiter that you have that capability of managing teams, in a fast-paced environment, and getting the resource and managing your time in a metrics environment as well. So instead of saying I managed a team to deliver a project successfully, what you can say is I managed a team of 10 practitioners in a fast-paced metrics environment to successfully deliver on the project. You see, I've added numbers, I've added the environment. That is so important. And also number 3, were they a cross-functional team? So a team of 10 cross-functional team members from IT, HR, finance included. Another thing that you should do in terms of numbers is put a price on your total budget. So I manage a project, okay? What was the total project budget? That is very important because it shows that as a project manager, you have the capability of managing up to X number of millions or thousands of dollar projects. So for example, I always say this, that I've managed projects of a total project budget of up to $100 million, because that's true, I have. So it shows that I can effectively deliver projects who have very high budgets of up to $100 million. It shows that I'm an advanced project manager. So that's why it's very essential to put the figures. What's the total budget you've managed? Put it there. Okay. All right. Hope you're still with me. Next point that I want to say you can do right away in order to optimize your CV is to ensure that the result or the outcome of the projects that you have delivered, you include them, whether it's a percentage. So for example, you worked on a improvement of the business process that helped to reduce maybe time used to do some operations by 30%. So you have made the process 30% more efficient. Let them know, oh, I was able to improve business processes and make them more efficient by 30%. Okay, so put the results of your project and quantify them, whether it's a percentage or you deliver the product that was going to add a revenue of £10,000 additional revenue to the company's revenue line. Then say that, oh, I was able to increase the revenue of the organization by 10,000 US dollars, by delivering XY project. Or if it's a percentage, you have the percentage, like increase the company's revenue by 10%, you should say that. So ensure that you include the results of your project. So what were the results or the benefits or the outcome of your project? Include them as well. And if you're in like a business services environment or a consulting environment, one other thing that you can include, which is very important. So let's say you're working with a client and you build so much very good relationship and rapport with them, and they bring in another business. Okay, one thing you can put in your CV, which recruiters love so much, is that I was able to build exceptional relationship with the customer that it brought in repeat business. Hey, in fact, in a consulting environment, they will love you because they love repeat business. It means that they have a sustainable, income, because they know this client is loyal to them and will continue to bring in business. So that is sustained income. So they'll love you for that. So include that, okay? And finally, the seventh thing that you can do right away, and this is for you if you have had gaps in your work experience section. You don't have to include a month like September, let's say 2020 to September 2021, and then let's say you did not work again until January 2022. You don't have to do that, put the month. You can just say 2020 to 2021, and the next one will be 2022 to the other year. So you don't have to include the months in the work experience section for your work, for your jobs, and your work experience. What you can easily do is just put the years. It helps to close gaps and helps to optimize CV, because when they see the gaps, they will assume this is why you have the gaps sometimes, and they will not call you for the interview. So remove the gaps. When you're in the interview, then you can explain the reason for the gaps, because it could be something legit. Oh, I took a break because I needed time off for my family, or I was in between jobs. That's not an issue. You can be in between jobs, right? Because you're looking for the right job, because you don't want to job up anyhow. So I hope these 7 points that I've shared are helpful, and you can go on right ahead, use the seven things that I've shared to optimize your CV so that you can have a winning CV and attract the attention of recruiters. This is not an exhaustive list. There's still things you can do. So if you know any more thing that someone can do right away to optimize your CV, please feel free to share it in the comment section. Let's learn together. Also, if you have any questions at all, let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.